Appearance often plays a pivotal role in shaping perceptions and interactions. While the pursuit of looking affluent and successful is commonly encouraged, there is a contrasting perspective that emphasizes the value of looking poor. This concept, though counterintuitive to the mainstream emphasis on wealth and status, holds significant importance in various contexts. Looking poor, whether by choice or circumstance, can offer numerous advantages and opportunities that might not be immediately apparent. The idea of looking poor involves presenting oneself in a manner that does not reflect substantial wealth or affluence. This could manifest in wearing modest clothing, driving an unassuming vehicle, or avoiding ostentatious displays of wealth. It's essential to distinguish between unintentional poverty, where individuals lack resources, and the intentional appearance of modesty, where individuals choose to downplay their wealth for strategic reasons. The latter is the focus of this video, exploring how and why some individuals or groups might benefit from adopting a less affluent appearance. One might initially assume that the advantages of looking poor are negligible or irrelevant in a world that often celebrates luxury and opulence. However, upon closer examination, it becomes clear that there are substantial benefits to this approach. Before we delve into the video, I need you to drop a comment saying, "I am worthy of all the wealth that is coming my way." Positive affirmations attract good things into our lives, so comment, "I am worthy of all the wealth that is coming my way." When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart. Now let's continue. One of the most immediate and practical reasons for looking poor is its effectiveness in deterring crime and scams. In a world where material wealth is often equated with vulnerability, those who display signs of affluence can become prime targets for theft, fraud, and other forms of exploitation. Criminals and scammers typically look for easy targets, individuals who appear wealthy and thus likely to possess valuable items or substantial financial resources. Whether it's a pickpocket on a crowded city street, a burglar eyeing up a home, or a con artist looking for their next mark, those who present themselves as affluent are often at greater risk. This is not to say that crime exclusively targets the wealthy, but rather that an overt display of wealth can increase the likelihood of being singled out. Looking poor, on the other hand, can significantly reduce this risk. When one appears to have little of value, the incentive for criminals diminishes. A person wearing modest clothing, carrying a basic phone, or driving an old car is less likely to attract the attention of those looking to make a quick profit. This doesn't mean adopting an extreme or caricatured version of poverty, but rather choosing not to flaunt one's wealth unnecessarily. Scams are often tailored to appeal to those perceived as affluent. High-pressure sales tactics, investment fraud, and other financial scams are frequently targeted at individuals who appear to have disposable income. By looking less affluent, one can avoid being targeted for such schemes, reducing the likelihood of falling victim to financial exploitation. The principle of hiding in plain sight is relevant here. By blending in with the average person and avoiding displays of wealth, one can move through the world with less fear of being targeted by criminals or scammers. This approach can be particularly valuable in unfamiliar or potentially dangerous environments where the risk of crime is higher. Another important reason to consider looking poor is its potential to reduce jealousy and envy within social circles. Wealth, or the perception of it, can often create tension among friends, family members, and acquaintances. When someone is perceived as significantly wealthier than those around them, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy, resentment, and even hostility. Jealousy is a powerful emotion, and it can strain even the strongest relationships. Friends who feel overshadowed by another's wealth might distance themselves, or worse, harbor negative feelings that could manifest in subtle or overt ways. Similarly, family dynamics can become strained when there are perceived disparities in wealth. Siblings might compete for parental approval, or extended family members might harbor unspoken resentment, all because of differences in financial status. Looking poor, or at least not flaunting one's wealth, can help mitigate these issues. By maintaining a modest appearance, one can reduce the chances of inciting jealousy or envy in others. This can lead to more harmonious relationships as people are less likely to focus on material differences and more likely to connect on a deeper, more personal level. In some cases, the act of downplaying wealth can even strengthen relationships. When others perceive that one is not focused on material success, they may feel more comfortable and open, leading to more genuine interactions. This is especially important in social settings where the goal is to build trust and camaraderie, rather than to impress others with displays of wealth. Additionally, avoiding overt displays of wealth can help prevent others from developing unrealistic expectations. Friends and family members might assume that someone with visible signs of affluence is always able and willing to lend money or provide financial support. By presenting oneself modestly, one can avoid these uncomfortable situations and set clearer boundaries. When wealth and status are at the forefront of social interactions, it can be difficult to discern whether people are genuinely interested in you as a person or are drawn to your perceived wealth and the benefits that come with it. By presenting oneself in a modest manner, one can strip away the superficial elements that often cloud social interactions. This allows for the development of relationships based on mutual respect, shared interests, and genuine connection. When wealth is not a visible factor, people are more likely to interact with you for who you are rather than what you have. For example, in social settings where wealth is less of a focus, people tend to be more open and honest. Conversations are more likely to revolve around shared experiences, values, and ideas, rather than material possessions or social status. This can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections that are based on mutual understanding and respect. Looking poor can help avoid the pitfalls of social climbing. In some circles, people are eager to associate with those they perceive as wealthy, hoping to benefit from their connections or resources. By downplaying one's wealth, it becomes easier to identify and build relationships with those who are interested in you as a person, rather than as a stepping stone to greater social or financial gain. This approach can also be beneficial in romantic relationships. When wealth is not a visible factor, it allows both parties to assess each other based on personality, values, and compatibility, rather than being influenced by material considerations. This can lead to stronger, more resilient relationships that are less likely to be influenced by external pressures. Class prejudice is a pervasive issue in many societies where individuals are often judged based on their perceived economic status. Those who appear wealthy may be subject to negative stereotypes such as being seen as arrogant, out of touch, or unsympathetic to the struggles of others. Conversely, those who appear poor are often marginalized or dismissed as unimportant. Looking poor can be a strategic way to navigate these class tensions and avoid the pitfalls of class prejudice. By presenting oneself in a modest manner, one can avoid the negative stereotypes often associated with wealth, and instead be judged based on character and actions. In some environments, especially those where economic inequality is pronounced, displaying wealth can create barriers to social interaction. People may feel intimidated, resentful, or simply unable to relate to someone who appears to be significantly wealthier than they are. This can hinder the development of meaningful relationships and create an atmosphere of tension and distrust. By looking poor, one can bridge these divides and foster a sense of equality and mutual respect. When wealth is not a visible factor, people are more likely to interact with you as an equal rather than making assumptions based on your perceived economic status. This can lead to more open and honest interactions, where individuals are judged based on their actions and character, rather than their material wealth. Additionally, looking poor can help avoid the pressures and expectations often placed on those perceived as wealthy. In some cases, people may expect those who appear affluent to behave in certain ways, such as being overly generous or taking on leadership roles. By downplaying one's wealth, one can avoid these expectations and interact with others on a more equal footing. Adopting a modest appearance can be a powerful way to promote simplicity and minimalism in one's life. These values, which prioritize contentment with less, can lead to significant personal growth and a more fulfilling life. Minimalism is not just about owning fewer things. It is a mindset that encourages individuals to focus on what truly matters, such as relationships, personal development, and experiences, rather than material possessions. By choosing to look poor or modest, one can consciously resist the societal pressure to accumulate wealth and status symbols, thereby aligning more closely with minimalist principles. Looking poor encourages a reevaluation of one's needs versus wants. When the pressure to keep up with the latest fashion trends, technology, or luxury items is removed, individuals can focus on what genuinely brings them happiness and satisfaction. This shift can lead to a more intentional way of living, where purchases and lifestyle choices are made based on personal values rather than societal expectations. Embracing simplicity through a modest appearance can reduce stress and anxiety. The constant pursuit of wealth and the need to maintain a certain image can be mentally and emotionally draining. By opting for a simpler lifestyle, one can reduce these pressures and find greater peace of mind. This can lead to a more balanced and centered life where personal well-being is prioritized over material gain. Promoting simplicity and minimalism through a modest appearance can have a positive impact on one's financial health. By focusing on essential needs and avoiding unnecessary expenses, individuals can save money, reduce debt, and achieve greater financial stability. This not only provides a sense of security, but also allows for more freedom and flexibility in life choices. The concept of looking poor, while often counterintuitive in a society that celebrates wealth and material success, holds significant value across various aspects of life. The importance of looking poor lies not in the appearance itself, but in the values and principles it represents. By choosing to live modestly and avoid conspicuous displays of wealth, individuals can navigate the complexities of modern life with greater ease, achieve more meaningful and lasting success, and make a positive impact on the world around them.